Hey, so what we're doing with the video is kind of a quick review of how I fixed one of the bugs that kind of came up. Well, yeah, with the previous setup. So let me pull up the code. All right. So in our controller for our custom attributes, we want to be able to do something. For example, in the create here, where we go company. Actually, we'd have the company params here, which we'd want to be passed in, but we couldn't do the mass assignment of the parameters. So what we wanted to actually be able to do in here is something like company dot assign attributes company params. We couldn't really do that, and this whole section here is blowing up and screaming at us if we did. So this was particularly complaining about when we tried to assign the custom fields. So this is really what we want to be writing for this, not what we were doing before, and we want to have in here, something like this to take care of those issues. Okay, and this didn't feel nice when we did it. Because we had to have this whole chunk in both places. We're also dynamically generating the keys and passing around, but only if it's present. And then, icky. We want to do this. So this isn't a perfect situation. We still have. I normally would want to have these company params just be up here in the new call, but the problem is that when we call the company params, we don't know the account that the company is associated with, so that has a few problems. So this let's try and take care of some of those things. Okay, okay. So this is what we want to do. So let's pull up the terminal and see kind of what this looks like. So if I Rails C in. All right. So if we do company equals company dot last, we have our company here, and we currently have no attributes. So we can go c dot industry equals foo. And the first time that we do this, it has to load some stuff because it doesn't know what its attributes are right off the bat. If we do this again, foo dot garbage equals foo, this gives us a issue with the attributes, and that's what we want. If we go c dot assign attributes, we pass in a hash with name is foo, like this. Assign attributes, then this works, so we can see that now the name is foo. But if we go into here and say assign attributes and do industry, then it raises an unknown error. Unknown entity, attribute error. So for some reason, this was not aware of the attribute. Well, all right. So, so for this, this really kind of is a handy way to go about things. So if I do a look up on the code, we can see this is the assign attributes method. We're going to see how to use it. So we do whatever.new and then whatever.assign attributes and then pass in the hash. And that is what we did. So that looks good. You can see I was originally thinking that had something to do with the active record attributes API, and that's how it knows which columns are or are not present. But after thinking about it for a second, that does make sense, because if you use the adder accessor, it does work. So this means that I'm doing something wrong. So if we hop in here and look at it in GitHub, we can see that it's going to raise an argument error, which that's not what it did. If we go back over here, we can see that it raises an unknown attribute error. So if we look through the code, we can see that new attributes is going to raise an argument error. That was not the case. It's going to return and just bail early if new attributes is empty, which that's not the case. So it goes into this assign attributes. Assign attributes is handily right here. So in here, it's going to be looking for the setter of k equals, which is whatever your key is. So in our case, it's industry equals. And if it responds to industry equals, then it's going to send it. Otherwise, it's going to raise a unknown attribute error. So this is what we're seeing. So this is the issue right here. So this is going to send the respond to, in our case, industry equals. Well, if we hop over into our models, concerns, entity attributes, in here we are using respond to. But in this case, we're just responding to if it has the method name. So any key that we have, this is going to come back for true, but we aren't saying that we respond to key equals. So in our case, this will say, yep, for industry, but not for industry equals. So that's the problem. So let's look to solve this. So we could grab some, and we're already thinking about this because that's what we're doing here to split things. But let's approach this a little bit different way. So in here, we're going to get the method name, and we're going to do a partition on it. Partition on the equal. So this is going to give us back 3 parts. So in this, we have the stuff before the equal, which is going to be the method name. It's going to give us the equal. And then this is going to give us back, hopefully nothing, but we'll just say it's junk. All right. So if junk is actually just to show this, if we go in here and we go, if we go industry dot partition on equals, this gives us industry nothing nothing. If we do industry equals, helps if I do it right. This gives us industry equals and then blank. And if we go industry equals ASDF, this is where I get that junk stuff. So with that in mind, what we can do down here is if it gives us junk, we just want to call the super because that means that we can't do anything. We definitely don't have a match if this has junk. So super if junk dot present. Method name dot 2s, since it's a symbol, so that actually might be why we're getting something going on. I doubt it actually. Okay. And so now if we do c.assign attributes and industry is foo bar, and now industry is foo bar. Great. That now works. So we can exit. If we hop back over to here, so we have industry is flooring, lead is customer. And if we edit this to make the industry is, I don't know, construction, and we'll leave that and save, and now, okay, the custom fields. So we want the writable entity attribute keys. So in here, we'll grab that, and we'll make sure that's an array that we can add them together. And that was edit, and then we said construction. And it helps if we make this the company's writable attribute keys. So for company, that's ready to go beforehand. For create, we get the company first. Okay. This makes me actually say this should maybe be something where we have it as a class attribute where we can do something like company.writable entity attribute keys for account or something along those lines. I don't necessarily want to be able to have to make a instance variable. Something to consider. So we'll try this one last time. I said construction. And let's go back into here, and industry is construction. Perfect. And at the call site, this is way nicer, because that's what we really want this to be looking like. The only thing I'd maybe do is in here somewhere do something where we have def self dot entity attribute types, and down here have an account. And this would be at the class level where this would be set. So at this point, you almost could pull that in here, say return blank unless account, class name equals. This has to be dynamic because we don't know the name of the class initially. So we have something like this, and then in here we could just do self.class dot, just to throw it up if we wanted to. Something like that. But I haven't decided if that's a great way to go or not just yet. So for now, I will hold that off. But yeah, so the idea behind this is now this is way better at the call site. And this is going to be something that's going to be showing up throughout the system. That's why it's important. If we actually go in here, we can grab this. And if we go over to the people controller, we're going to want to do the same thing in here as well. So that's going to be for person. And again, we're going to have to check because person current account time, and then person dot assign attributes. I assume this is going to work as well. But here when we create, we're going to have to do new, and then we're going to have to do at person assign attributes, person params. We're going to do something like that. Current accounts, that's okay. Yeah. So something like that is what we're going to do there. Let's do a quick test and see if I broke anything. Well, I actually just changed around a lot of the views, so I'm not surprised by some of those potentially. Translation missing, that's fine. Writable attribute for person, that's fine because that's actually just show that real quick. What that's doing is that's complaining about not being able to do entity attributes, and that makes sense because that's not set up. We actually go to the company, we have the include entity attributable, and that is not set up on here. So if we do this, then we should We'll just bundle that again. And now we're just going to get the 2 errors for the missing titles. Yep. And if we actually look now at people, hop into somebody, and I don't know if I have any attributes set up. Ooh, that's interesting. If I go to the entity types, people, so I do have a favorite drink. So if I come into here and edit, so I'm not getting anything for editing, and I don't think that's set up on the new either. No. So again, if I hop over to the company's form, we have this here. So we're going to grab this. Actually, I think I might have to copy a couple things over, so we'll hold that for a sec. So if we go into the people form, okay, we'll make that. We're going to bring that back down to 4. And if we go to people and edit, whoop, and don't have company, so yeah, that would do it. So now we have that favorite drink field, and I can say hot chocolate. And I think that's Joe, and I don't have that showing up. So if we go to the show, we can see that we've got the attributes. This is a partial. So if we go over to the show here, we can bring that down to the person, and magically that doesn't work. Why is that not working? People, show, underneath the phone numbers. Oh, something to look into. I'm not going to finish that up today. I just really wanted to kind of show that, do that fix for the assign attributes issue, just because we ran into that last time. Anywho, take care, and I'll see you next time.